So John Ehrlichman posted this: expected profit growth over the next 5 years. These were based on consensus estimates from analysts. Tesla, 258%. Elon Musk reposts: it will require outstanding execution, something, by the way, that Tesla is known for, but I think more like 1,000% gain for Tesla in the next 5 years is possible. And to be clear, he's talking about profits, not the value of the company, but there's certainly a fairly strong correlation there. Now, Elon didn't need to post this, but he did. And I know this may come as a shock to some people watching this video, but this number was not plucked from the depths of his anus, but instead is based on some internal goals and or estimates. You understand, right? Tesla's a company with some goals, some targets, some plans, many of which we do know about, others we don't. So internally, Tesla has a goal which will require outstanding execution that could see the company's profits increase by 10 or so X. Now, don't be a Poindexter.
It's like 11 times. Don't you understand?
Shut up, okay? Simple numbers. Roughly a 10X. Relax, okay? Relax, bro. And every time I see an estimate or this kind of semi-disclosure of an internal target or a goal from Tesla, I always go back and check my valuation model. Given that we are talking about outstanding execution, I'll have to look at my bull case for Tesla, which I assign a 20% probability. So like 1 in 5, it would be exceptional execution, but possible. And I can confirm that I am in the same vicinity. Now, interestingly, this post, as I record this, has already eclipsed 50 million views on X. That's a lot. Carrie Black chimed in, reposting this with the caption: I estimate that a 10 times increase in Tesla earnings in 5 years translates to a present value of $714 per share, which is a $2.3 trillion market capitalization. He adds that that's Elon's assumption, not his/ours. So again, I thought, well, let me check my valuation model. Again, the bull case, we are talking about exceptional execution. Wonder what my bull case for 2025, e.g. now, this year, would be on Tesla stock. And it turns out, and my Patreon members can check right now, I've got $747 for the bull case for Tesla stock. Again, that's assuming exceptional execution. So we now have 2 data points. In my exceptional execution scenario, it certainly is within the realms of possibility that Tesla could 10x profits. And it doesn't mean that the valuation of the company will increase directly in proportion, but they certainly increase in the same direction. It will require incredible, exceptional execution, but certainly is doable. And if that type of execution were to play out, even a traditional finance world investor like Gary Black would agree that if Tesla did pull that off, then the 2025 bull case for Tesla would be around that $700 and something range, about a $2.3 trillion market cap. The question then becomes, how close will Tesla come to 10xing profits over the next 5 years? And if they fall short of that goal, how much longer will it take for them to inevitably get there? That is the real question. By the way, if you guys don't already know, there's always new viewers on these videos, believe it or not. You can see my full 10-year Tesla valuation model, which includes a bear case, 10% downside scenario. What if the shit hits the fan and everything goes wrong? The base case with a 69% probability. The bull case at 20% and even a hyper bullish case at a 1% probability, which I don't expect would ever happen. It's a 1 in 100 chance, but it's just what if? And then I probabilistically weight these. This is my best attempt at estimating a range of different scenarios by probability to try and understand what the company's really worth today and in the future. Join Patreon at the investor level and above to take a peek. The valuation goes for a full 10 years in each of those different scenarios. And we'll explain to you why when I have money, I'm still buying Tesla stock. I also saw this posted on X today. Morgan Stanley have reiterated or reinstated Tesla as their top pick in US autos. EV battle, AI war, making Tesla our top pick in US autos. Tesla shares are down nearly 30% year to date on a clear buyer's strike. Now, I just want to sort of tie things together, right? Elon has essentially shared and or leaked an internal goal from Tesla, a stretch goal, admittedly, where they could see profits increasing roughly 1 order of magnitude, roughly 10 times in the next 5 years. We also know Tesla's aiming to launch Robotaxis first in Austin this year in June, but a couple of months away. And multiple new, more affordable vehicles are also entering production this year. And they're scaling up Optimus humanoid robot production as fast as fucking possible with some absurd goals. We've also seen what XAI's done recently, coming out of nowhere with Grok, industry leading in world record time, showing the ability of a Musk-led team of brilliant, high IQ engineers to do incredible things at a faster rate than anyone else in the industry, including in AI. Do the math, bro. And Tesla shares still down 30% year to date. Back to the note. We reinstate Tesla as our top pick in US autos with more than 50% upside to our $430 price target. The bull case, $800. Now, wait a fucking minute. That's crazy. Gary Black. If Tesla hits their upside scenario, let's just call it the bull case, fairly valued at over $700 a share. Me in the valuation model in my bull case for 2025. Again, my Patreon subs can check this most recent version of the valuation model, and anyone else can join. Just click the link in the pinned comment and join Patreon at the investor level and above. You can also see my bull case, $747 for 2025. And Morgan Stanley, their bull case for the same year, $800. This is kind of wild. You have a deluded Tesla fanboy, aka me, who totally can't think rationally about anything, within spitting distance of Morgan Stanley's bull case, and also spitting distance of the fair value that Gary Black would come up, assuming Tesla can pull off this exceptional, roughly 1,000% gain in profitability over the next 5 years. Isn't that an interesting coincidence? All three of us essentially in a bull case scenario around the same valuation. How the fuck did that happen? Now again, this doesn't mean that Tesla will execute that well, although it's worth wondering, what if they do? If Tesla's stock were to hit $800 per share from where it is today, it would be roughly a 3x, almost a tripling. Tesla 2025 deliveries could potentially decline year over year, creating an attractive entry point to our preferred embodied AI name. By the way, it's kind of funny, right? They're top pick in US autos, but described as an embodied AI name, and also they're mentioning the AI war. It's true. Now, it's also true that Tesla deliveries could see a decline year over year. We have the transition to the refreshed Model Y, going to lose a decent amount of volume there. You've also got the new, more affordable vehicles, plural, entering production this year. There might be a little bit of downtime, maybe rejigging and restructuring some of the manufacturing lines and the existing facilities to crank these out, although hopefully not a huge amount, and then potentially a slowish ramp on those. So it's certainly possible vehicle deliveries could be down a little bit this year. I wouldn't count on it though. I think that those new vehicles are going to implement a lot of learnings. After all, Tesla has a lot of experience now in mass manufacturing vehicles at scale. As far as we're aware, there's no crazy new technology in these things. It's not going to be like the Cybertruck. And as I've calculated, even just a 15% cost reduction in terms of purchase price, which is very reasonable, the total addressable market for these things will open up enormously. Regardless, if Tesla deliveries were actually down this year, God, it could present a delicious buying opportunity. Assuming people haven't figured out the implications of autonomy. Again, shout out to Austin and June. According to Doomberg, Tesla's January sales in Europe are down 45% year over year. And this is the part where I mentioned the transition to the new refreshed Model Y, which everyone seems to forget. In Germany, Tesla registered 1,277 new vehicles, down 60% year over year, and its lowest monthly figure since July 2021. Comparable year-over-year decline in France, and in the UK, Tesla sales were down 8%. Fake news sources, such as Doomberg and Barron's, have cited Elon Musk's involvement in the political sphere as a potential driver of declining favourability. Fact check, not enough to move the needle. Of course, that's not the narrative you hear from the fake news. By the way, I still do not understand what is it with my European friends, especially in Germany. The level of trust in the hate-stream media and the fake news is off the charts. It's really remarkable. It's like some kind of Stockholm syndrome or something going on over there. What's actually happening right now is most of the global media, the legacy media, which leans heavily to the left, is trying to propagate a narrative that Elon is destroying Tesla by having a pair of balls and a spine and sharing some opinions. You also have a few rented crowds and some deranged, fatherless women and men. The men, of course, that's a bit of a stretch. Probably all suffering from extremely low, possibly dangerously low levels of testosterone. So maybe adult-sized boys protesting here and there. The perception right now, the narrative, is that Elon is destroying Tesla. But as I've covered in recent videos, for every one deranged NPC who's received the latest Elon bad software update, who's protesting at a Tesla store, on the other side, you've got a bunch of people that go, you know what, I hate electric vehicles, I don't even like Teslas that much, but I'm going to buy one just because Elon's a badass and he's standing up for things that matter. But you don't hear about this in the legacy media because it's almost an entirely left-leaning propaganda machine that doesn't suit the one true narrative. And then you have the Model Y changeover in Europe, which suddenly creates a potential for them to continue to double down on this ridiculous narrative. Oh, hey, look, Elon had an opinion and now Tesla sales are down 45% year over year. Let's not mention the refreshed Model Y and the changeover and the lost production because that would go against the narrative. In fact, according to CBS, probably the most honestly named network of all time, tune in to CBS. Get it? I'm so smart. And a Harvard-Harris poll. Check this out. 76% of Americans back DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. Let's read this post. With government bloat shrinking, illegal border crossings at a 15-year low, and record high approval for Trump's policies. Americans are seeing real results and they approve. Meanwhile, Democrats hit their lowest approval since 2018. Trump's policies are winning big. Efficiency, security, savings. The new era of government is here. So just take a moment to think about this. The current narrative is everyone hates Elon. The fact that Americans have been polled and 76% support the mission of the Department of Government Efficiency, despite the relentless hammering of the one true narrative, Elon bad, Trump bad, Doge bad, everything bad. These rented crowds, the fake protests, plus a few actual people who think that they're not surrounded by a bunch of people that have been paid to be there. Despite all of this, 3/4 of Americans support what's happening. Now, you've got to take a moment to think about this. Think about people you've met in real life. What percent of these people are out of their fucking mind, batshit insane, super deranged? It's a pretty high percentage. And we've only got, according to this, 24% who disapprove. Some of those are going to be super deranged. Some of those will just be completely gone, total NPCs. Never get through to them. The vast, vast majority of Americans approve of what's happening here. But of course, you'd have to say at least 90+% of the legacy media coverage of what's happening. Elon bad, Doge bad, everyone is mad. Some guy with 3 first names responded to this and said, shows how wide the gap between reality and the legacy media narrative has become. And it truly is remarkable. And I hate to bring this up again, just kidding, of course I don't hate to bring this up again. Always seize an opportunity to jerk myself off ferociously for being right. But this is important. Just prior to the US presidential election, I shared my final election predictions, which went completely against the grain in the one true narrative, which was just too tight to call, 50-50, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't. It never was. The narrative everyone was hearing in the media, from the supposedly trustworthy pollsters, the experts, the forecasters, was all, it's too tight to call, 50-50. Then there's this guy who posed this, which goes against the one true narrative, and gets a clean sweep on his predictions. Trump wins by a landslide, wins a popular vote, wins all swing states, and it's an overwhelming, crushing victory. And I explained exactly how I came to this conclusion. It was by using my fucking brain and sampling at scale instead of relying upon the hate-stream media to tell me what to believe and think. I mean, I detailed exactly my thinking and reasoning and absolutely nailed it. You can't make this stuff up. And this post, by the way, that's an Australian date, November 3rd for people in the US. It's real. I didn't have a time machine. And I'm telling you guys and girls, the same thing is happening again. The current narrative that Elon getting involved politically is harming Tesla, declining sales, it's a load of horseshit. You have to acknowledge, and it does require a little bit of cognitive capacity here, right? Yes, there are a small number of people who are so desperate for the approval of others that they will post a video of themselves selling their Tesla because Elon bad. Because, of course, if you sell your Tesla, but you don't make a video selling your Tesla and explaining that you're selling your Tesla because Elon bad, then how is anyone going to know that you're a good person? These people exist. And I tell you what, their existence has got to be truly depressing. Imagine living your entire life just desperate for the approval of others. These people exist to virtue signal. You know why they do this, right? Because deep down they know they're not a virtuous person themselves. Because if you're a virtuous person, you don't need to signal to other people that you're doing good things or you're a good person. You just do them and shut the fuck up about it. You don't need to broadcast it to the world. These people are so hollow and empty and self-hating, self-loathing that they have to signal to the world, look, I'm a good person. I did the thing that we're all doing now, so I'm a good person, right? Please approve of me. These people exist. So too do the super deranged. I mean, I was going to just try and not mention Portland, but I just have to. There's some pockets in the United States where, bro, everyone's suffering from like severe soy poisoning, deep emotional trauma, filled with hate, propagandized by educational institutes, using the term loosely, who will also be shrieking that Elon bad. And this is kind of stuff we see amplified in the fake news and the hate stream media. But it doesn't represent reality. It's an extremely distorted view. And people today just aren't seeing through this. This is the same thing with the election predictions ahead of time, 50-50. No, it's fucking not, bro. The narrative here, political sphere, this is like the people who thought that the last presidential election was going to be tight. It never was. But people just hearing the same information over and over and over, and well, keep hearing it in the news, it must be true. There are countless examples of people who support Elon, who support Trump, who are openly asking, should I buy a Tesla just to support? You know what? I'm going to buy one. I don't even need to ask you guys. I just bought a Tesla just to support Musk and the mission. But you don't hear any of this in the mainstream narrative. You remember the last time the scamdemic happened and everyone thought, oh my God, it's the end of the fucking world? Almost everyone. Still got my receipts, motherfuckers. You can go watch them. Just search my username plus scamdemic and lockdowns or denouncing lockdowns. A couple of weeks after the shit hits the fan, I'm already explaining these lockdowns, feudal, fascist, inhumane. More people are going to die from overdoses, missed doctor's appointments, blah, blah, blah. The only people who are being affected here are with comorbidities. I mean, I called it. But of course, at the time, couldn't get through to people, right? The one true narrative, everyone's dying, oh my God, you want everyone to die, fuck you, you're the worst person on the world, shut up. Here we are again. The media's ability to program people into thinking certain things are occurring or paint a certain narrative, it's phenomenal. It's not going to last though. 4 years from now, mainstream media is pretty much completely dead. But if you keep hearing the same thing over and over and over and over, many people are just prone to believe it. It must be true, right? I keep hearing it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to make you guys watch this. This is a clip I posted. It aired originally on YouTube. You can still go watch this, right? Search the date. In the US, this will be the 29th of April, 2020. But again, I can't plant this ahead of time. You can go find the video, search by date, you'll find it. This was a supercut I reposted on X with the caption, "Here's me early in the scamdemic denouncing lockdowns, already aware that the only people at risk were the elderly and those with comorbidities, while most people were panicking, obeying and shaming others." Elon Musk stood up early against the insanity. Where are your receipts? And by the way, when I posted this video originally on YouTube, people went abso-fucking-lutely berserk. And I mean berserk. You know why? Fear-induced brain damage. The same thing is happening right now with many Tesla investors whose brains are being shut down by fear, which is being stoked by the fake news. Elon destroying Tesla. Get fucked. They're doing it to you again. Now, if you don't want to watch this, just skip ahead 2.5 minutes, but you'll regret it. Half a decade ago, this guy going against consensus opinion and being correct. Look at the date. Just a few weeks after the shit first hits the fan. Listen, soak it up. The one true narrative then was panic. Lock everybody down. Destroy businesses. Everything will be fine. This is the best course of action. You need to be scared. You need to shame others. Fast forward 5 years, the current narrative, Elon's destroying Tesla, Elon getting... Bro, cue clip. The people that are either vulnerable or scared should be free to stay home, not compelled to leave. Safe. Everyone else who either isn't vulnerable or isn't scared should be free to do what they like. But no, but they're going to get infected. They'll infect people. No. Listen, dickhead. The people that are at risk or scared can stay home. They're safe, okay? They're safe. It doesn't matter what everyone else does. They're f***ing safe. Do you get this? Do you understand? What's dangerous about that? What's selfish about that? What's callous about that? Nothing. Tell me, how does somebody who is either at risk or scared get infected with this illness if they voluntarily self-isolate because they know they're at risk or they're scared? The only way that happens is if somebody else who isn't scared decides to break and enter into the house of the person who has self-isolated. Do you guys understand? There's going to be more people who end up killing themselves because they're depressed, they've lost their business, they feel that they can't provide for their family, they've got no purpose and mission now, than people that die from this illness. I guarantee it. If you have a large platform and you can provide a voice for people that do not have a voice on an important issue, I believe that you have a moral responsibility to do so, and to not do so would be dishonest and immoral and unethical. I'm now putting myself out on a limb, taking a stand on an issue that I know is controversial. I know plenty of people will see this video and like 2 seconds in, they'll have unsubscribed, they'll leave an angry comment and I'll never hear from them again. But to be honest, see ya, not going to be missed. Those kind of people, if I can't get through, if they can't even listen all the way through to a video that's trying to give a different perspective, that's fine. They're a lost cause. I'm here to teach people how to think, to grow and learn, etc. If you've got a closed mind and you're not open to just taking stuff in before you make your decision and judgment, you're a lost cause. I'm sorry. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going out on a limb here. I know a lot of people won't enjoy this content. They'll say just stick to Tesla, don't talk about politics. Guess what? I don't give a fuck, okay? It's an important issue. People's livelihood is being destroyed. Their freedom is being taken away. I'm not an idiot, okay? I'm not suggesting that people go around and start making out with grandmothers, all right, and spitting on people who have, life-threatening illnesses to try and infect them, okay? That's not what I'm suggesting. Nobody's suggesting that if they're sane. What I'm trying to do here is have an intelligent, rational, and reasonable discourse about an extremely important issue that people seem to be just not noticing. The knock-on effect from this economic disruption is going to be orders of magnitude more dangerous and destructive than anything that has come from this illness. Please get that, guys. I really, really, really need you to understand the economic fallout, the social fallout, the emotional effects of this are going to have far worse consequences than the sickness itself. We are fucking this up. Man, it's so hard being right all the fucking time. Actually, it's not. But I do really want to drive this point home. I have a historical track record, many times this isn't the only case, of having a very strong opinion going directly against the one true narrative, the consensus, and being abso-fucking-lutely right. All of the Tesla investors today who are panicky think that Elon is doing meaningful harm to Tesla's brand and to their long-term sales, were the same people who were panicking and quadruple masking, running around scared. Actually, they weren't running around, they were staying at home scared. During the scamdemic, when motherfuckers like me were saying, "Oh, hey guys, unless you have a bunch of comorbidities, you're going to be fine. We're fucking this up." By the way, it turns out 5 years later, we certainly did fuck it up. The narrative does not represent reality. Back to the note. Tesla's year-to-date auto deliveries have been mostly below expectations, but not particularly narrative-changing. Tesla's soft auto deliveries are emblematic of a company in the transition from an automotive pure play to a highly diversified play on AI and robotics. As AI moves from the digital world, bits and bytes, to the physical world, atoms and photons, science nerded me I love hearing those words. I mean, how good is it to see a research note from Morgan Stanley where they're literally talking about atoms and photons, bro? Okay, I'm probably the only nerd that got excited about that. We expect to see Tesla's total addressable market aperture further expand to broader domains, many of which are still not included in buy-side or sell-side financial models for the company. While the journey may be volatile and non-linear, facts, bro, we believe 2025 will be a year where investors will continue to appreciate and value these existing and nascent industries of embodied AI, where we believe Tesla has established, wait for it, a material competitive advantage. And I don't want to get too far bogged down in this note, but this is really important. Just this one point here. We highlight a number of reasons why we make Tesla our new top pick in US autos. Optionality on new expressions in AI and autonomy. As we continue our analysis of the overlap of AI and robotics, it is increasingly clear to us that the commercial opportunity of non-auto expressions of embodied AI, e.g. they're talking about the Optimus humanoid robot, etc., is likely far larger, wait for it, and faster adopting than that of autonomous cars. Now, this is coming from Morgan Stanley, and they're fucking right. Quote, we believe the humanoids opportunity could see a greater quantum of capital behind it, with Tesla at the epicenter of the theme. I love this. Investors may need to add new tabs to their Excel models, unless they're me. Shout out to my valuation model. It's been there since I first published it in 2021, motherfuckers. No, but actually, this is important. I love that how they're almost low-key trolling, but not actually. We're talking about some analysts here. This is Morgan Stanley, and they're basically saying the humanoid robot opportunity is going to be way fucking bigger and happen way fucking faster than any of you motherfuckers predict. Oh, and by the way, Tesla's going to dominate. They're right, just for the record. And the fact that they're emphasizing that most investors right now aren't even considering this stuff, and it's like, hey, bro, it's going to be bigger and faster, and Tesla's going to dominate, and you're not even modeling it yet. What are you doing? Which may account at least somewhat for their bull case of $800 per share. Here's a prediction. 5+ years from now, 0 people are going to remember being fooled and believing the narrative that Elon bad, Elon destroying Tesla. None of them. Or if they do, they'll pretend that they never fell for that shit. Just like everyone's pretending they never fell for the scamdemic hysteria. One final point. This $800 per share bull case will require exceptional execution. But here's the thing. The exceptional execution isn't around what eventuates. It's just how quickly it happens. This is all relating to speed. At some point, Tesla will see a 1,000% increase in its profits. And it won't end there. The question isn't, will this happen? It's how long does it take? And then how long does the next 1,000x take after that? Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. Just got my AG1 in the mail, legit feeling the effects after day 3. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.